And when doctor is gonna do a blood test of you, he gonna look at the paper and he's gonna see, oh, low testosterone production, and they're gonna give you like testosterone in the clinic. But this is not the best idea because hello guys, welcome to another video. I'm training in the gym now for 11 years, certified personal trainer from Norway. And I'm here to help you guys by combining both fields like medicine and fitness to show you that it is possible to sustain a healthy lifestyle throughout your life. So today we're going to talk about testosterone function and testosterone production in our body and its roles and how it's synthesized in our body. So before I even start, I just want to start from the beginning, tell you where it comes from and what is the functions and just the pathway, okay? It all begins in the brain, in the hypothalamus, where the hypothalamus produces gonadotropin releasing hormone, where it's secreted in the hypophyseal portal system. When this is released in the bloodstream in the hypophyseal portal system, it acts on the receptors in the anterior pituitary gland by intracellular signaling. Like, of course, the receptors are responsible for intracellular signaling, telling the anterior pituitary gland to produce more LH and FSH, luteinizing hormone and follicular stimulating hormone. And the luteinizing hormone is the most important for the testosterone production. So then the anterior pituitary gland releases the LH into the bloodstream and it travels through the body and it gets into the receptors, and it started producing testosterone from the Leydig cell in our testes. So the Leydig cell produces testes and it is released into the bloodstream, where it can act on the tissues, okay? And in the Leydig cells, already in the testes, it's converted from androstenedione, which is a pro-hormone. It's a precursor for testosterone, like cholesterol. And then it's converted into testosterone and then it's released into the bloodstream. And when testosterone is released into the bloodstream, it can act on the tissues and produces different mechanism or different factors. No different factors, different function, has different functions. For example, increased muscle mass, increased bone density, increased erythropoietin production, erythropoiesis, increased red blood cell production, right? And also other factors like sex, increased sex drive, increased energy, increased sebum production. Sebum is a substance, like an oily substance in the hair, which is produced by the sebaceous gland, which is located in the hair follicles. Like hair, you can see, for example, when you have a shower for several days, you can see that the scalp is oily. And this secretion of testosterone is pulsatile and it's increased, it's a higher level in the mornings and less in the evenings. And we can see, for example, in male pattern baldness, DHT is a metabolite of testosterone, and I will just explain you now what DHT is. In puberty, DHT has several important functions where it develops also not in the puberty, in prenatal states, in children and in puberty. It has really important functions for the male characteristics, okay? But when you get older, in adolescence, DHT can be, for example, cause benign prostatic hyperplasia, where it grows the prostate, where you can see older men has problem with going to pee or retention of urine, or problem urinating because the prostate can disturb the urinary flow. So you can have these symptoms. And also male pattern baldness, because the DHT, dihydrotestosterone, is more potent and binds with a higher affinity than testosterone to the androgenic receptor. So it can cause male pattern baldness. And you can treat it with, for example, taking finasteride or dutasteride. I'm going to talk about male pattern baldness or hair loss in another video, but just to touch on it, finasteride wipes off roughly about 70% of DHT, meaning that, for example, when testosterone comes, it is converted into DHT by an enzyme called 5-alpha reductase. So when you take this finasteride, it blocks almost 70% of DHT. Dutasteride, another medicament, wipes out even more than 90%. So, by the way, this DHT reducing medicaments has side effects as well, which I'm going to talk about in another video, of course. But just for your information, DHT binds with a higher affinity than testosterone to the androgenic receptor. So when, for example, both testosterone and let's say, for example, when both testosterone and DHT competes to the same receptor, these one are receptors which can cause intracellular signaling, and you can see there you have DHT and testosterone on the yellow. DHT will bind more to the androgenic receptor than testosterone because it has more potency. Okay, so that is why you can see several side effects or several physiological effects. For example, male pattern baldness or hair miniaturization or increased prostate size. So that was some of the testosterone functions. And also you can see that, for example, testosterone not only for muscle growth. Muscle growth is one of the most important factors, of course, but it's also responsible for bone density. Bone density is associated with osteoporosis, and osteoporosis is associated with bone fracture. When you want to have a stronger bone, testosterone plays a huge role in it, okay? That is why you can see increased bone density in men more than women, because we have more testosterone in our body, right? So yes, these are some of the factors of testosterone. And when it comes to natural testosterone, how to increase it, there's metabolites. For example, DHT is a metabolite of testosterone, meaning that physiological function of testosterone in our body is that it's converted into DHT by the enzyme 5-alpha reductase. Also, testosterone is converted by aromatase enzymes into estradiol. That's why, for example, we can see more obese, more fat men. They have gynecomastia, man boobs. You know, you have probably seen it. You can Google it, gynecomastia. The adipose tissue, the fat cells in their body, because they have more fat content, more fat cells. And these fat cells are responsible for aromatization. For example, conversion of testosterone into estradiol. And this is a physiological function which you can change by actually reducing body fat and getting into leaner body state. And I recommend it, like, for example, of course, women have more fats than men, but like generally speaking, healthy body fat range for men is between 8 to 15 and for women 17 to 25. These are general ranges. Of course, genetic wise it depends, but if you relatively stay between these lines, you're going to be healthy, because decreased fat percentage, body fat percentage, is not good at all. It can cause hypogonadism, meaning that you have a low sex drive, low testosterone production. And also that's why we can see, for example, people who are competing in competition in bodybuilding, bikini fitness or men's physique or bodybuilding, if they are chronically dieting for a long period of time, they can deprive themselves of calories and fats. And as you guys know, these factors are important for the testosterone production, because if you deprive yourself of food for a long time, you can get into a state of hypogonadism. You're gonna feel tired, low sex drive, you're gonna feel weak, you're gonna have less like oomph in life and to day-to-day task and to able to do more stuff, you know. And when doctor is gonna do a blood test of you, he gonna look at the paper and he's gonna see, oh, low testosterone production, and they're gonna give you like testosterone in the clinic. But this is not the best idea, because you have to look at the patient, not only the blood work. If you look at the blood work, you can see that, oh, this patient have less testosterone, or we're gonna give you testosterone. No, you have to see what the patient has done in the previous months or years. So you can see, for example, they have been chronically dieting for so long that they have gone into a state of hypogonadism, of course more possible for men. So then the doctor can advise you properly, not only give you the medicaments, okay? Lifestyle approaches are more important than giving medicaments. So that's why you can see, for example, stay between 8 to 15. For example, me, now I can see I'm really mature in the bodybuilding game, natural fitness aspect. I don't always stay in 8% body fat, but I really rarely stay that lean for long. I think that people who stay that lean for longer are really depressed or sad, or they have really low, they have symptoms like hypogonadal state, like I told you earlier. And it's not healthy neither. That's why you need to stay in the range, you know? So, for example, 8 to 15, if I'm gonna increase muscle mass, it's more optimal to stay in higher body fat range. I don't mean 20 or 25, higher in the range between 8 to 15, for example 14-15%. And if you're gonna diet down, I go reduce my calories and slowly go into that towards the 8%. So that is what I do. And that's the optimal way, in my opinion, okay? Because in the end of the day, we want to be healthy. We don't want to look good for Instagram and feel like shit otherwise. So one of the ways you can increase your testosterone level naturally is by lifting weights, is one of the best ways. Or if you don't like to lift weights, try exercising regularly, because these are factors which can increase your testosterone levels. High quality sleep at night, because our circadian rhythm is made that way that we produce melatonin before we go to sleep, so we can really sleep in a deep sleep state, because our body is going through different states when we're sleeping. Every 1.5 hours it goes through different states, okay? REM sleep and deep sleep states. So you need to sleep a high quality, you need to sleep at night to get the best possible relaxation. And if you're working at night shift, of course we need to work in night shift in healthcare sometimes, then you can take exogenous melatonin as tablet, for example, because then our endogenous production of melatonin is altered because we are working when it's produced. So we need to take it when we come home or several hours before, so we can really relax and have make it the best out of the situation. Vitamins, zinc and vitamin D is really important, so try to get some sun. And in the winter, especially in Northern Europe, you need to supplement with vitamin D, because in the Northern Hemisphere there's no sunlight for a long period of time, maybe several hours, especially in the winter. So yes, reduce cortisol levels and stress, and limit alcohol drinking, okay? Keep it as minimal as possible. If you can, try to avoid drinking at all. So yes, these are several factors you can do to increase your natural testosterone production. So that's my take on it, and I hope you guys took some information from it. Please check out my website. Comment if you have any question, I will try to answer them. And yes, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.